On a crisp winter evening in 1955, a seamstress named Rosa Parks stepped onto a Montgomery, Alabama bus to begin her journey home. What started as a routine trip soon turned into a pivotal moment in history. And though she wasn't famous, her quiet yet resolute stand would echo throughout the ages, transforming not just her own life, but the very fabric of American society. But before we dive into this transformative event, let's pull back the curtain on the life that led Rosa Parks to that fateful day. Before we dive into this story of bravery, don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Be part of a growing community that values history, courage, and change. Your support matters to keep these voices alive. Born in 1913 in Tuskegee, Alabama, Rosa Louise Macaulay grew up in a time and place where racial segregation was the bitter norm. Despite these harsh realities, she didn't just endure, she engaged. By the age of 13, she joined the local NAACP chapter, sparking a lifetime of activism. Her path wasn't always easy. At 16, she married, had children, and divorced. Yet through it all, she kept fighting, becoming a secretary for the Montgomery chapter of the NAACP, organizing voter registration drives, and even serving on the executive committee of the National Youth Council of the NAACP. Her life was a testament to quiet resilience. Now, let's shift our focus to Montgomery, Alabama in 1955. Imagine yourself there, strolling down a bustling street, catching snippets of conversations around you. Someone mentions the recent trial of Reese Taylor, a young African-American woman who was brutally assaulted by 6 white men, highlighting the harsh realities of racial violence and injustice. Another person speaks about the Montgomery bus system, where African Americans were expected to give up their seats to white passengers. This wasn't just a quirky local custom, it was an official rule, a Jim Crow law designed to maintain racial hierarchy. Now, fast forward to December. It's the evening rush hour and Rosa Parks is on her way home from work. After a tiring day, she boards the Cleveland Avenue bus. It's crowded, but she finds a seat in the section reserved for African Americans. Then things start to shift. The bus fills up, and the driver, a stern man named James Blake, turns his attention to the rear. His eyes scan the faces of the African American passengers. He's waiting for someone to give up their seat for a white passenger. When he sees Rosa Parks sitting calmly, he makes his choice. He tells 4 African American passengers, including Mrs. Parks, to move so that the white passengers can take their seats. 3 comply, but not Rosa Parks. She refuses, and thus a monumental standoff ensues. The situation escalates. The bus driver, frustrated by the defiance, calls the police. Moments later, 2 officers arrive and arrest Mrs. Parks. As they lead her away, she maintains her composure. She walks slowly, deliberately, her head held high, refusing to be cowed by the situation. News of the arrest spreads quickly, igniting outrage and mobilizing the community. Leaders from the local NAACP, including a rising figure named Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., meet urgently. They need to decide how to respond. They know that taking legal action might be a long shot in a state known for its pro-segregation laws. So they opt for a more direct approach. They call for a citywide boycott of the buses. And so began the Montgomery bus boycott. From December 5th, 1955 until December 20th, 1956, African American citizens of Montgomery refused to ride the buses. They organized carpools, walked, or simply stayed off the buses. It was a massive undertaking, a collective act of defiance that sent shockwaves across the country. During this time, Dr. King emerges as the face of the movement. His powerful speeches and unwavering determination become a beacon for the protesters. The boycott becomes more than just a fight for bus seats. It's a battle against the entire system of racial segregation. The stakes are high. If the boycott fails, the protesters risk not only their safety, but the progress they've already made. But if it succeeds, they could deal a crippling blow to segregation in the South. As the boycott drags on, tensions rise. Protesters face harassment, violence, and even arrest. Homes are bombed, tires are slashed, and the threat of physical harm looms large. But through it all, the protesters stand firm. They hold community meetings, pray together, and support each other. Their unity is their strength, their shared purpose a shield against the challenges they face. Meanwhile, the bus company is feeling the financial pinch. Boycott has dealt a severe blow to their revenue. They try everything to break the protest, offering apologies, promising changes, but the protesters remain steadfast. They want complete integration, not just a symbolic gesture. Finally, on December 23rd, 1956, the U.S. Supreme Court delivers a landmark ruling. The court declares segregation on public buses unconstitutional, overturning the Jim Crow laws that have upheld racial separation. It's a legal victory that reverberates across the nation. The boycott ends. Rosa Parks returns to the bus, not as a defiant protester, but as a symbol of triumph. She boards the bus with a white colleague and takes a seat. In any other time, this act would have been unthinkable, but now it's a testament to the power of collective action. In the years following the boycott, Rosa Parks continues to be a force for change. Her story inspires countless acts of civil disobedience and activism. She travels the world, meeting with dignitaries and sharing her story. Her courage has become a global symbol of resistance against oppression. However, the road to justice isn't always smooth. In some instances, her presence sparks backlash and retaliation. She faces threats, harassment, and even job loss. But she doesn't waver. She remains steadfast in her commitment to equality and justice. Her impact resonates far beyond her own life. The Montgomery bus boycott is seen as a pivotal moment in the civil rights movement. It lays the groundwork for future protests, sit-ins, and legal challenges that chip away at the walls of segregation and discrimination. Landmark legislation like the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965 owe their existence in part to the momentum gained in Montgomery. But why does Rosa Parks' story continue to resonate so deeply with us today? Why do we still tell her story, study her actions, and draw inspiration from her quiet strength? Perhaps it's because her story reminds us that monumental change can come from the most unassuming sources. She wasn't a politician, a celebrity, or a wealthy philanthropist. She was a regular woman who simply refused to accept the status quo. In a time when racial segregation was deeply ingrained in society, she dared to defy the rules. Her act of defiance wasn't just about her own discomfort, it was about the dignity and equality of all African Americans. She challenged the system, not with violence or vengeance, but with patience, dignity, and an unwavering sense of justice. Moreover, her story is a testament to the power of collective action. The Montgomery bus boycott didn't succeed because of one person, but because of the thousands who stood together against injustice. It was a demonstration of how ordinary people, when united by a common purpose, can drive extraordinary change. As we reflect on Rosa Parks' legacy, let's remember that she wasn't just a symbol of the past. Her spirit lives on in the struggles for justice and equality that continue to shape our world. From the streets of Montgomery to the halls of the U.S. Capitol, her journey serves as a timeless reminder that one person's quiet stand can indeed make a world of difference. When you think about influential women in history, who comes to mind? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get more videos like this one. Thanks for watching.